Hey there, 8th graders. Welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we've got a really fascinating journey ahead of us. We're going to explore how the incredible world of mathematics and the profound concepts of faith actually intersect. And we're going to do this by looking at the beautiful mathematical concept of guided paths. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth do math and faith connect? Well, stick with me, because by the end of our time together, you'll see just how beautifully they parallel one another.
So, Proverbs 4:18 offers this incredibly powerful image. It says the path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter to the full light of day. Just as God sets a very clear, bright, and purposeful path for us to walk in our daily lives, guiding us toward light and understanding, mathematics has its own perfectly guided paths. You see, in math, when we graph a quadratic function, it creates a shape called a parabola. And just like a righteous life, a parabola follows a very distinct, predictable, and, honestly, beautiful path.
All right, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the path of a parabola, why quadratic graphs matter, key features to recognize, step-by-step graphing, interpreting maximums and minimums, and finally, education, morality, and practice.
Section 1. The path of a parabola. We can connect that deeply spiritual idea of a purposeful righteous path directly to the physical, visual shape of quadratic functions. So, what exactly is a parabola? Simply put, it's the curve formed by a quadratic graph, showing exactly how things rise, fall, or curve. Think about taking a baseball and throwing it high up into the air. That beautiful arching path it traces against the sky before hitting the ground, that's a parabola. Or think about the thrilling, stomach-dropping dip of a roller coaster track. That U-shape is exactly what we're going to be drawing today.
Section 2. Why quadratic graphs matter.
Now, you might be sitting there wondering why you need to learn this outside of just trying to pass a math test. Well, parabolas are absolutely everywhere. Fun fact for you, the shiny reflectors inside a flashlight or a car's headlights are perfectly shaped parabolas, specifically designed to shoot lights straight ahead. Professionals in engineering, sports analytics, and physics use parabolas every single day to figure out if something is increasing or decreasing, or to find maximum heights and minimum limits. So by learning to read and describe these graphs, you aren't just doing math, you're actively growing your logic, your observation skills, and your critical thinking.
Section 3. Key features to recognize. Before we can draw our own paths, we need to know what important landmarks to look for, kind of like reading a map. These 3 simple features tell us everything we need to know about the parabola's journey. First up, the vertex. This is the exact turning point of the curve, the absolute peak or the very bottom valley. Second is the axis of symmetry. Think of this as an invisible vertical line that runs right down the middle, making the left side a perfect mirror image of the right. And third, the direction of opening. This just tells us whether our U-shape opens upward, kind of like a smile, or downward, like an umbrella.
Section 4. Step-by-step graphing.
I want you to feel completely confident here, so let's transition into the actual mechanics of drawing these out on paper together. Here is our first practice equation. Y equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. Now, do not let the letters and numbers intimidate you. Just like walking a long path is done simply by putting one foot in front of the other, we are going to tackle this together, step by step. To graph any quadratic function, we just lean on these 3 super simple scaffolding steps. Step 1, we make a table of values. Step 2, we plot those points out. And step 3, we smoothly sketch the curve connecting them. Breaking the math down into these 3 pieces makes graphing easy, manageable, and honestly, pretty fun.
Let's see step 1 in action. We try out a range of x values. Let's just pick numbers from 0 to 5. When we plug those into our equation, we get our y values. Notice how these pairs correlate. When x is 0, y is 3. When x is 1, y is 0. Down to x is 2, where y becomes -1. And then watch the y values rise right back up, 0, 3, and 6. By plotting these exact coordinates, it perfectly reveals our parabola's upward opening U-shape. And boom, right there in the middle, at the coordinate point of 2, -1, we find our turning point, our vertex.
Section 5. Interpreting maximums and minimums. Once you find that turning point, you really need to know what it represents in the real world. You see, the direction the curve opens dictates the meaning of our vertex. If the parabola opens upward, like a standard U-shape, your vertex forms the absolute lowest point, a bottom valley, which we call a minimum. We just saw this with our vertex at 2, -1. Conversely, if the graph opens downward, that vertex represents the highest peak, or a maximum. For example, a vertex at 3, 7 on a downward parabola means that at exactly time 3, whatever it is we're measuring reaches a maximum peak value of 7.
Let's look at one more quick example here. We have y equals -2 times x minus 1 squared plus 4. Do you notice that negative sign right at the very front of the equation? That negative coefficient is our secret signal. It automatically flips our path so it opens downward. And by looking inside the parentheses, we can immediately spot our axis of symmetry at x equals 1. So we know for a fact that the left and right sides of this downward curve will be perfectly mirrored around that vertical line at x equals 1.
Section 6. Education, Morality, and Practice.
Knowing the path is one thing, right? But practicing how to walk it is how we stay on the right track, both mathematically and in our daily lives. So, let's build your confidence with a quick homework challenge. I want you to pause this explainer right now. Grab a pencil and try these first 2 questions. Use the 3-step table method we just learned for question 1. And for question 2, remember what we literally just said about negative signs at the front of the equation to find your direction of opening. Continuing our rapid-fire challenge. For question 3, if your vertex is at -2, 5, where does that invisible mirror line drop down? And for question 4, just close your eyes and visualize it for a second. An upward opening U-shape with a vertex at 0, -3. Is that vertex the peak of a mountain or the bottom of a valley? And let's wrap up your practice with question 5. Go ahead and graph this beautiful equation and be sure to clearly label that turning point, the vertex. Keep practicing these because this kind of disciplined practice sharpens your mind. Which actually brings us to our final and perhaps most important philosophical point of our time together today. We draw this insight from the HeroesmartAcademy Gadley Learner series, which fundamentally intertwines biblical morality with education. Why? Because education without morality will inevitably hurt. Think about it for a second. What is the point of being highly skilled, totally brilliant at graphing parabolas, and supposedly highly educated if we just continue to make bad choices that hurt ourselves and the people around us? A sharp mind absolutely needs a moral compass to guide it down the right path.
Romans 8, 6 through 7 offers this incredible promise, true peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. When you intertwine an excellent education with a deeply grounded moral foundation, just like how we've explored the parallels between mathematical paths and God's righteous paths today, you don't just gain smarts, you gain deep understanding, real wisdom, and profound peace of mind.
Which leaves us with this final, absolutely crucial question. What path will you choose to walk with your education today? Are you going to use your expanding knowledge to shine ever brighter, choosing moral paths that build up your life and your community? The choice is entirely yours. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep making great choices. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.